Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. As we begin our second year of Wisdom Trek, we are shifting from a daily podcast and creating 3 themed podcasts per week, which will be Motivation Monday, Wisdom Wednesday, and Philosophy Friday. Thank you for joining us for our 3-day per week, 12 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 370 of our trek, and today will be our Wisdom Wednesday trek. Each Wednesday, our trek will focus on digging for nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. We are broadcasting from our studio at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. We have been keeping very busy with our activities in and around the Big House this week. I am sanding the floors upstairs and downstairs, in the hallway and foyer, and the front and back stairways. The dust certainly makes a mess, but the results are well worth it for the temporary inconvenience. We have the Crescent Rose Garden replanted with pink and red knockout roses and rhododendrons. It is looking really nice. Check out today's journal page for a couple pictures of it. We are also continuing our work with our client and podcasting projects in many different areas. I just keep reminding myself to take it one day at a time because that's what makes a successful life. Now it's time to set out for our trek for today and head up the Wisdom Trail and dig for those nuggets of wisdom that are buried in the second half of Proverbs chapter 11. In today's podcast, I'm titling The Generous Will Prosper, and it comes from Proverbs chapter 11, verses 17 through 31. So let's jump right in digging those nuggets of wisdom. Verse 17, Your kindness will reward you, but your cruelty will destroy you. It is imperative that we are kind to all people at all times. Although this is difficult with some people, we never know what another person is really going through. In the same thought, you do desire others to be kind to you. Kindness has its reward built within it. If you are not kind to others, then rarely will others be kind to you. Verse 18, Evil people get rich for a moment, but the reward of the godly will last. A person with evil intentions may be able to gain temporary riches, but eventually it will catch up with them, and they will suffer the consequences. If you are honest in your dealings and transactions in life, even if you do not gain large amounts of monetary riches, your reward will be a life well lived. Now we'll move on to verse 19. Godly people find life, evil people find death. Those who practice being both good and godly will find that life is worth living because they see the goodness in others. Their outlook in life will be one that is positive. In contrast to this, those who are evil will see evil everywhere they look, and their life will be a dead life and one that is difficult to live. Verse number 20. The Lord detests people with crooked hearts, but he delights in those with integrity. God is the God of justice, so he does not look favorably on those who have evil intentions in their lives and make it a practice of living life without morality. Since God is justice, he delights if our hearts, lives, and actions are filled with doing what is right and good. This is the description of a person with integrity. Verse number 21. Evil people will surely be punished, but children of the godly will go free. Although it is difficult to see it sometimes in this world, evil will be punished. Evil is a punishment in and of itself. Those that are evil see the world as evil, which is not a pleasant place to live. They will be in bondage to their own evil practices. As we live our legacy for good each day, not only will we be free to live the rich and satisfying life, it will allow our children and grandchildren to live the life of freedom. Verse number 22. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. Solomon uses a humorous analogy in this verse, but one that is so true. If a woman or a man, no matter how beautiful they are, lack discretion, then it's just like trying to make a pig beautiful. No matter whether you put a gold ring in its snout or lipstick on the pig, it is still a pig. This is especially meaningful in the Hebrew culture, as the pig was considered a filthy and despised animal and was forbidden to eat under their dietary laws. Verse number 23. The godly can look forward to a reward, while the wicked can expect only judgment. It is always right to do right. When you live honestly, you never have to be concerned about what you've said or done to another. This gives you a peace of mind and internal freedom that will enable you to live your best, which is indeed a reward. On the other hand, wicked people will judge others by their own lifestyles. They expect others to be evil, so that is what they'll see in others. For them, life itself becomes a punishment. And the next 3 verses, verses 24 through 26, tie together, so I'll read them all. Give freely and become more wealthy. Be stingy and lose everything. The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. People curse those who hoard their grain, but they bless the one who sells it in a time of need. Verses 24 through 26 are all on the same topic, which is about being generous to others. It is a basic principle of life. If you are wise with what you obtain through hard work and perseverance, then you will have more than enough for yourself and should be willing and able to give to others. It is part of our living legacy to allow the resources that we have obtained to flow through us to the benefit of others. It is an abundance mindset to realize that there is more than enough for everyone. It is the law of giving and receiving, the realization that we'll be blessed and refreshed only to the measure that we are willing to bless and refresh others. Verse number 27. If you search for good, you will find favor, but if you search for evil, it will find you. Another basic principle of life is that how we see others and the world as large is what our world will be. If we see good and abundance in the world, then we will find goodness and abundance and be able to live the rich and satisfying life. If we see the world as an evil and a scary place and think that everyone is out to get us, then that's exactly how our world will be. It is up to us what our world is like. Verse number 28. Trust in your money, and down you go. But the godly flourishes like leaves in the spring. There is no security in money or any earthly wealth. It is as fleeting as the summer rain in the desert. It soaks the ground for a few minutes, and then the ground is dried and cracked once again. If we instead place our trust in God for our wealth, then we will have abundant real growth in our lives that will truly last. Verse number 29. Those who bring trouble on their families inherit the wind. The fool is a servant to the wise. Throughout the scriptures, the family unit is very important. If we do not take care of the family properly, from a financial, spiritual, and emotional basis, their inheritance will be as fleeting as the wind. Also, if we are foolish in the matter of our families, we will forever be a servant to those who are making the wise choices. Verse number 30. The seeds of good deeds become a tree of life. A wise person wins friends. What we plant in the world is what we will harvest. It is another basic principle of life. Our small seeds of kindness and goodness will produce a bountiful return and will bring life to those that we impact. Through this principle, we will be wise, and others will seek us out to be our friends. And the final verse in chapter 11 is verse 31. If the righteous are rewarded here on earth, what will happen to the wicked sinners? Another basic principle of life is that our lives are strongly influenced on how we view the world. If we are living right, good, and godly lives, we will have the rich and satisfying life that is possible. This will be the opposite for those who view the world as evil and live life in that manner. Their reward will be one of problems and evil in this life. On the trail of wisdom today, we have uncovered many nuggets of wisdom that we can apply to our lives immediately. We will experience life as we perceive it. A wise people will see a life of abundance, and in doing so will be generous in all ways to others. So much of our life is influenced by our mindset. While some days are harder to control it than others, it is still our responsibility to live a life positively and with an abundance mindset. This will ensure that our living legacy will positively impact generations throughout eternity. And I want to remind you once again to be faithful to the Proverbs 31 challenge that I issued last week. For each day of June, read a chapter in Proverbs that corresponds to the day of the month. In less than 5 minutes a day, you can take your daily wisdom supplements, and if you do repeat this each day, it'll make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Our next track will be Philosophy Friday, where we will continue our trail on learning the cycles and seasons of life. You won't want to miss it. It will be a good episode. So encourage your family and friends to join us, and then come along with us on Friday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person, and invite them to come along on each trek with us. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Play so that each trek is downloaded to you automatically. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Friday.